Yes, currently I'm at a place called Chelelach here in Bomet County, Chepalungu sub-county. And this is part of the Chepalungu Forest that was once a thick forest, but currently it is no longer a forest. It's just a grazing area for cows. So this forest is a government forest, of course, managed by KFS, but in the around 1970s onwards, the forest began to be degraded by the locals here who are cutting down trees for charcoal, for poles, construction poles, logging, and all manner of forest destructive activities. So this is around 4,000 hectares plus, and there's another block at Siongiroi that is over 800 hectares. So these are very famous stone. It is called Koita. Koita in Kalenjin means stone or rock. So it's a huge rock. So we are here to do some documentation about Chepalungu Forest. This is a team from Chepalungu Apex Community Forest Association. These are a CFA that is working with KFS trying to restore the forest. These are huge forests. You can't even see the entire of it. So I'm with my guy here, the cameraman, the pilot. That is Nathan, who is a member of the CFA. He's a media person. He's trained on journalism and media production. And that is Jinaban. Amiston is a video production person here in Bomet. So the CFA is doing this documentary just to highlight the plight of Chepalungu Forest. And we hope that by doing this, we'll be able to educate many stakeholders on the need to help restore this forest. And here is one of the members of the CFA, an elder here in Chepalungu. So we are going to do some nice stuff. As you can see, there's a lot of cattle. They are relaxing after enjoying the green grass. Yeah, but unfortunately, we no longer have the forest. It's so sad. But there is hope. There is hope. Because the CFA is working very hard. The CFA has been supported by the county government of Bomet. It has fenced around 50 acres, fenced off. This will help in restoration efforts. That is back there at Siongiroi. But we are on the second block of this forest. So these are the cows. And let me climb up this Koita. And as you can see, it's a nice view of Chepalungu Forest. It's no longer a forest, eh? It's a forest, but there are no trees. This is a place called Chelelach area in Chepalungu, just near Siongiroi town. Yeah, these are the animals that are grazing in this forest land that was once a very thick forest. You can't believe it, man. Around 4,000 and something hectares. As you can see, ng'ombe washakula hadi wameshiba. Pale hivyo ni ng'ombe zimeshakula hadi zimeshiba, zinakunywa maji around hapa. and those are the farms. So we are at the border of the forest and the settlements. I hear the settlements were done around 1960s, 1950s, 60s. So what the CFA is trying to do now is trying to restore these 4,000 hectares of land and another almost over 800 hectares of land back there in Siongiroi. So here, this was a forest land before, but now it's no longer forest. It's just a forest land, no trees, just shrubs and animals grazing all over, sheep, goats, cows. What a sad scenario. But luckily the CFA, the Community Forest Association, is working with the KFS, trying to do something about it. Already the county government has fenced off the other block in Siongiroi town. So this is another block that needs a lot of attention. It needs fencing. As you can see, it is vast land. You see the hills over there? That is the border of the forest. That is where the forest land ends, all the way to the other side towards the right. You see that hill over there, those hills? Yeah, the forest goes all the way to that area. Oh, that's over 4,000 hectares of land. You can't really go around this forest land in, you need almost half a day to drive around. So what you are doing right now, the CFA is doing some documentation, yeah, to highlight the journey when this forest was forest full of trees, indigenous forest, to the point when that is around 1930s, when the colonial government began restricting the locals from accessing the forest and using the forest maybe to fetch firewood and stuff, all the way to when we got the independence. Around 1950s, the colonial government started to allow people to settle, to access the forest, and even allowed some settlements in places there there are no trees. Yeah, after seeing that the locals were complaining and becoming too agitated, they were being denied access to forest resources. So after independence, there were some settlements. As you can see, that is some settlements over there. Some government settled some people here in parts of the forest, gave them titles, and people were now happy to live around here. But around 1970s, now people began invading the forest, probably because there was little engagement of the community on matters conservation. People didn't see the need for the forest and maybe other challenges facing the communities around here. And such problems could easily trigger resentment towards the forest. So without proper civic education, proper community engagement, insufficient laws and regulations to balance out various interests, it's easy for people to lose trust or to just feel like this forest is not assisting us in any way. So that is when the forest began, people began doing logging, illegal logging, people doing charcoal. Probably people were trying to find something to get money, and charcoal burning, logging and all that took the whole of this forest away. So until recently, when people discovered that they've destroyed the forest, and now they decided to start some restoration efforts, and that is when now the Chepalungu Apex Community Forest Association was formed. Started working with the government, KFS, NGOs like WWF, the UN with the FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, and that is when now things are starting to shape up. Even the community now have a proper plan on how they can access forest products, make use of the forest, and so on. So the working relationship between the community and the KFS through the CFA and the support from the government, especially the county government and national government, is now bearing some fruits, but more needs to be done. As you can see, this is a huge tract of huge 4,000 hectares is not small land, really huge. And this is what used to be a forest. Now this is what Chepalungu Forest CFA is trying to do. Yeah. So guys, see you later. The documentary will be out very soon, detailing all the way from 1930s up to where we are about Chepalungu Forest in Bomet County. Yeah, meanwhile this place can be a good tourist attraction site. A lot of ecotourism activities can be done here, and I think this is one of the things that the CFA is looking at, so that the locals and even other Kenyans and other visitors can come and enjoy the place as we continue conserving the forest. Yeah, that's a good plan. Win-win for both the community and nature. So this is a very interesting rock. It is able to fetch water. The cows can drink. Very interesting natural features here at Chepalungu Forest. I can see someone who has collected some firewood over there. Ng'ombe zishashiba bana.